Yo. So in this one, I'm going to show you guys the dashboard that I use that prints literally $100,000 a month. Now, if you haven't realized, I'm in my car filming this. I like to say is you can't wait for a perfect moment. I'm getting my entire office kind of redone. All the floors are being ripped out. So unfortunately, I got to make do with what I have. So I'm here in a quiet place, which is my car. So that being said, I'm going to cook for you guys today. We'll call it cooking in the car. Might make a series out of this one, not sure yet, but essentially I'm going to show you guys the entire dashboard. I'm going to show you what I used to use, now what I use now, and the difference between the metrics, how I track things, how I'm able to see success with what I have. Okay, so what you guys are probably using right now is typically is like a Google Sheet. That's what everyone's using is Google Sheets. The problem with that is you're probably spending a lot of money with no idea with what's actually working, right? You have an Instagram funnel, you have a YouTube funnel, you have a Facebook funnel. Maybe you have a funnel for every single one of those, but as well, you on top of that have a paid funnel, right? So you have your organic side of Instagram, you have your paid side of Instagram, your paid side of Facebook, whatever it may be. Same goes for everything, right? So you have a bunch of different funnels, but in reality, you don't actually know exactly what's working. So you're kind of just streamlining everything into one simple spot, but in the back end, you don't know where everything's coming from. Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is how you guys are able to track everything down to a T. Because right now, for example, these guys, let's just represent all these dots, squares, all these shapes here as let's call it potential customers. So your Instagram, right? This is your IG, is these people. Now over here, let's call it this is your Facebook. Okay, so like Facebook ads maybe. Okay, and let's just say, for example, right here is your YouTube. Okay, so this is your YouTube, but in reality, let's face it, you're spending a lot of your time over here, okay, and maybe a little bit more time over here. Maybe it's not as much time over here, but it's a lot more money. But you might make 1 or 2 videos a month on YouTube, but the best quality and the highest potential earners are coming from your YouTube channel. Okay, so the most cash collected is coming from YouTube. But again, in reality, you have no clue where it's coming from because you don't have it tracked down to the exact source. And this video is going to show you absolutely everything. So this is the old style versus the new style, what I'm using. So the old style is the Google Sheets. You guys are probably tracking things like the ad spend, total leads, cost per lead, unique clicks, qualified versus unqualified. Let's call it showed appointments, canceled, no shows, your show rate, cost per call taken, cost per booking, depends on what kind of funnel you're running, either a book call, or for example, a lead form, whatever it may be, or you're running like the IG DM versus like the following. There's many different things. Okay, so let's get to the point here. Thing is, you guys are probably seeing things like this. So for example, this is a tracker that I use, like this is my actual numbers. I had spent $6,000, okay, had 118 leads. Okay, now again, these aren't all qualified. My bookings, so in total I had 67 appointments. From that was a cost per booking of $89. I had 23 people show up. Okay, my show rate was a 45%. Cost per call taken was $260. And all I had done is close 4 people. A close rate is 17%. Okay, and cash collected $9,500. We'll call it. Okay, with that, I had a CAC of $1,500. So every $1,500 I spent, I got money back, or I got a new client. But here's the thing: what I'm mainly looking at is my amount cash collected versus my amount spent. So it's very, very close. I mean, call it 66% of, 66% of my cash collected had to go back into the business, right? So my profit margins were literally like 33%, call it in and around that. I'm just getting this from like 9,000 and then 6,000, right? What I do now is completely different. So this is their typical Google Sheet, right? This is what everyone uses. You probably still use it if you're watching this. The new way of doing things is using this. So this is the back channel rev scaling tracker. This is what I use. This is what I have all my clients use. And the purpose of this is we can go down to the exact video, the exact source, the exact link of where every single piece of traffic or every single customer came from. Right? Where is the calls coming from? Where are the book calls coming from? Where are the qualified people coming from? Where are the unqualified people coming from? Right? Where's all my money going to? We track everything. So as you can see here, calls booked 11, right? We had a show rate of 90%, which means we had 10 that are actually live calls. So these are 11 booked calls. We had 10 calls actually showed. From that, we had 4 sales. We had a 40% close rate. We cash collected $5,500. Okay? So as you can see there. Now with this, We can see all the payment amounts. We can see if you guys have Stripe, WAP, fan bases, whatever you use, you can see your Stripe fees, your whatever fees on here, right? Your Typeform submission. So I use Typeform and Calendly. It's just what has and brings the best cost per book call. Even with my clients, I'm seeing it. So that's just what I always recommend from right now. But this is the new channel. So I'm about to show you exactly everything and break it down into 5 or 6 different steps. But with that, let's jump in. Okay, so in my first 8 months of business, I use the Google Sheets. Okay, it's what everyone uses, easiest to use. But with that, in my first 8 months, I cash collected $104,000. Okay, now using this new tracker, in a single month, I have cash collected $33,931, and the previous month was $15,000. Okay, the reason I'm able to do that is because I actually now know what works and what doesn't work. And it might seem stupid, but it's as easy as that. You need to know what's working, and you need to know what's not working. If you don't, it's just a guessing game, and you're going to continue to do things how I was over here with the Google Sheet. Okay, now the traffic is going to be coming in from multiple places, like I mentioned. For me, I have my Instagram, right? This is my Instagram. I have a link here, so people can click on it. They can go through my stuff here, my highlights, my YouTube, right? So they can go through all my videos. In my descriptions, I have links. Even in my YouTube bio, I have links. And guess what? That can all be tracked down. So I can literally see when someone books a call from my bio. I can see when someone books a call from a specific video, whether it's this one, who knows? But I want to see exactly where my traffic is coming from, right? And how I'm able to do that is using this. So as well, if you're running ads like I do, I spend thousands of dollars on ads. I want to know exactly what's getting the best return. So with this, I'm going to show you guys with all your funnels what is going to work. Now, there's essentially 2 different ways you can do things. You can either go back to square one and kind of just shoot blank, shoot in the dark, and you're targeting here. Reality, you have one platform or one funnel that's getting a lot of traffic, but you just, whatever reason, don't like it. You don't put too much effort into it, so you're not just going to focus on it, right? But this is what exactly is going to break. I'm going to break down is you track everything from the original source, so you can scale profitably. And the most important thing is scaling profitably. You can scale, but if you're making $100,000 a month, yeah, it's nice. But in reality, if you're only making 10% profit margins, you're only making $10,000 a month. You just have a bigger headache than the guy who's only making the $10,000 a month. So that being said, and this again, I'm going to show you and break down absolutely everything. So this is the YouTube kind of broken down. But let's jump into this side. So the new way, the back channel rev scaling way, the back channel rev scaling tracker is looking like this. So you have your sales overview dashboard, you have your calls dashboard, your trends dashboard, your YouTube dashboard, Facebook ads dashboard if you use Facebook, your setters, your closers. Again, we want to know not only the funnels we're using, but the specific people on the team that we're hiring. Are they doing good? Are they putting in quality work? Are they just doing a bunch of quantity but not really doing what they're supposed to be doing? Let's see. Let's see exactly where and what's working the best. Okay, so this is number 1 here. With number 1, you're gonna have an active, detailed call tracking per closer. Okay, so that's this guy right here. This is super detailed down to the sales call date, the lead name, the closer, the campaign, exactly where it came from. So this is where it'd say like YouTube bio, YouTube video, and it'd tell you the video name and all that stuff here. So that's what all this is, as well as the call status with every single call. Okay, so like I mentioned, the sales call date, the specific lead, specific closer, where the call came from, and the status. Now, as well, what we're also going to have is call outcomes and reporting metrics. Okay, now what exactly is that? That, again, as like I mentioned, is going to be all this stuff here. So at the top, that's that. Oh, that's a nice arrow I got here. Whatever, leave it. The calls booked, the show rate, the live calls, the sales, the cash collected, and the average order values, the AOV, right? Now the cool thing here is I can change the dates on all this, so you can see different specific dates. You can compare month to month. As well, you see this button right here. It says source. We can track down to the source. Like I mentioned, your YouTube bio, your YouTube videos, the Instagram bio, whatever it may be, we can track down where all the money and cash collected is coming from by clicking here on the source, and it has a drop down of every single source that we have. Okay, so that's a very, very cool thing there that we have. Now let's just put the arrow back. Oh shit. The next thing that we're gonna have is going to be the recent transactions. So every single transaction that you have ever had, or with a closer, whether it's you, whatever it may be, it's going to be tracked. So the sales date, the specific lead, all the customer information. Okay. That way you can look back and say, oh, who took this call? When was this call taken? What was that lead? How much did we cash collect, right? The sale total. And this is what it looked like. So again, keep in mind, guys, that this is the sales overview dashboard. So it's going to show you absolutely everything with all the closers, all the setters, all the funnels. Again, you can kind of slim it down to track what you want using the source. But this is just for the sake of the actual entire company, okay? So again, the date here of the sale, the customer name will be here. Obviously, I have it blanked out. Their email. You can have the closer's name right here somewhere, fit it in. But as well, most important part is the cash collected. That way you guys can see all the cash collected on the specific sale. So that is step one of the dashboard that's going to be printing you guys $100,000 months. Step number two, essentially, is going to be our trends. So with the trends in the business, you want to see what's working and what's not working. As well, over time, right? Right now, what you guys might be facing is like, let's face it, your business goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, and I'll just kind of put it goes up like this, down, up, down, maybe you scale a little bit, and then all of a sudden something fails, and you're doing that whole cycle over and over again. With this, what we're able to see is the trends in the business. So you can have it set for the last 4 months, the last 3 months, last year, 2 years, whatever you want it to do, and you can take a look back at the trends. So, for example, you can see your cash collected. So the trends can be anything, guys. We can customize this entire tracker to whatever specific things you want to track. But for the main purpose of the video, we're going to be tracking these 4 things, okay? So the cash collected goal. So you have a cash collected goal of $100,000, right? It's actually going to gamify everything. So that's the most important part. What I find with business is if you can gamify it, it just, like, you guys got to think. When you're a kid, you were probably addicted to a game, right? And the whole point of it, the reason for it is because there was different levels to it. For example, I don't know, you guys play Call of Duty and stuff like that. I'm just going to gamify this. When you're in Call of Duty, the most important thing that they did is they had rankings. So you're always competing against people, and you're always fighting to be like the next highest ranking, right? And with this in business, if you can gamify your business, this is kind of like the rankings, right? So your end goal is the $100,000, whatever it's for the month, for the year, whatever it can be, for the week. If you can gamify it, you can slowly see this start to fill up, right? It will make your closers, it'll make your setters, it'll make your marketing team want to do more, right? Because you're actually seeing something tangible. Now, it might seem super stupid. It's like, Dorian, this is literally like a little bar that we're filling up. But you're gamifying your business on all aspects. Your marketing, your sales team, it doesn't matter what it is. Everyone is going to see this as a game, and they're going to try to fill up that bar. So they're going to do whatever they need to do to fill up that bar. The next thing here is your cash collected, okay? So the cash collected, not cash collected, the common objections is this guy here. So the common objections is really, really cool. Right now, what you might be doing with your sales reps, or even you if you're closing, you might be thinking, oh, I hate when I get a fear objection. I just hate it, right? In reality, you might not even be losing your sales to the fear objection, okay? You might be losing your sales to like a money objection, but you're not tracking anything. You're just going based off emotions, like, oh, when someone gives me the fear objection, I fucking hate it. I don't know how to overcome it, right? But in reality, it's the money objection. So with this, the common objections, what we're able to do is see what common objections your sales reps are getting, or whether it's you as a sales reps, whoever it may be taking your calls, and we can start to track, okay, they're getting a lot of fear objections, or we're losing a lot of our sales to this objection. So that when you're going to practice your sales, you're not just practicing the money objection because you just want to. You're practicing what's actually losing you guys the sales. And again, it can be the fear objection. Maybe you're having a lot of objectionless sales, so you want to go back and look at those recordings. So like, why are we getting objection sales, right? You want to look at those things. So you can either do the common objections, well, you can also do the most overcome objections. So yes, you have a lot of fear, but maybe you overcome a lot of the fear objections. It's just you get them quite often. And again, you've come accustomed to them, so you overcome those. In reality, it's the money objection. You need to start practicing. So as a business owner, as a sales manager, these are the types of things that you want to look at. So you stop guessing you stop guessing what to work on. And people always want to work on the things that they like working on, not the things that they hate. So again, if you're getting that, let's say the fear objection for the sake of the video, you're getting the fear objection, you hate the fear objection, you hate practicing it because whatever reason you just have a bad connection with it, you aren't going to want to go practice that in the actual practicing, like the mock calls and stuff like that, because it's emotion, right? You just hate doing it, so you're not going to do it. As well, for owners and sales managers, you'll know exactly why you're losing your sales. And at the end of the day, your overall just increase your close rate. And that's what we always want to do, is increase our close rate. The next thing here is going to be your cash collected per offer. So that's this guy here. If you have different offers, low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket, we're able to see where the amount of money is coming from in comparison to one another. So your mid ticket might be, it's your mid ticket, but in reality, it might be bringing in a lot more than your high ticket at a lot higher volume. Okay. So with that, you're able to see here in the pie chart will start to fill out, and it'll start to split into divisions. So, this one is your mid ticket. We'll call it the mid. Over here, we have your high ticket, right? So for example, and then over here, you have your low ticket. So you'll be able to see in comparison the cash collected amongst all your different offers. Okay. So again, total, where are we here? Cash collected per offer. You'll know what's working. Owners think that they have a sense. Owners, this is where I see a lot of mistakes happen. Owners think they know what's working, right? And they focus on that one thing. But in reality, maybe you're spending, for example, like I've shown you in a Google Sheet here, maybe your high ticket offer is doing something like this and you just don't realize it. You're spending a lot of money and it looks like you're collecting a lot more, but in reality, you're not really collecting as much as you need. So that's what this comparison is for. We're able to take a look and sit back and see exactly what's working, what's not working, what should we focus on, what should we not focus on, right? And the most important thing, again, aside from increasing your close rate, is knowing what the biggest return is going to be. So on to the last thing here is going to be your show up rate. We all kind of strive to have the highest show rate, as you can see here. And again, this is trends. So over time, we can see when there's dips in our show rate. We can see when it's increasing. We can see massive dips in the show rate. And from that, you can go back and you can just take a look at things, okay? You can say, okay, why did it decrease here? What were we specifically doing in our marketing? What was the wording? What was the messaging? What were we saying in our pre-call videos? All that fun stuff. We can go back and see exactly what was the cause for the dips in the show rate. Okay, so that's what the show rate is for. And from that, what you're able to do is just get on more calls, close more people. Obviously, if you're tracking the objections and you know what's working, again, see trends in your funnels. Where's a drop off occurring? Allows you to spot faults within the funnel, as well. Helps you get back on track, because again, you can go back and see what was working and continue to do more of it. Number 3 with the back channel rev scaling tracker is going to be your setters. So with your setters, like I mentioned, you have different funnels. You have your YouTube, you have your IG. It can be absolutely everything tracked in one location. Now with this, your setter metrics, we're able to do is track specific dates, and on those specific dates, see all the metrics within a specific setter. Okay, as well as like comparison between warm leads versus the cold outreach, right? Do you have a guy who's doing both? What's the comparison? What's he have better results in? So you can take a look at things like, okay, here's the setter, here's the warm leads, here's the quality warm leads. So from the 10 leads, we got 5 that are quality, and from that, we booked 2 of them. Now on the cold side, we have 10 looms sent, we had 5 positive responses, 5 booking links sent, and 2 booked. Right now, to gamify everything, we always like to gamify everything. What we're able to do here is build out little charts like this. So you'll have your warm leads funnel, and from that we see 10 inbound leads. We have 5 quality leads and 2 booked leads. What we're also able to do is put little charts in right here, and we can see from here to here what the drop-off rate is. So let's just say, for example, it's just, let's say, I don't know, 50%, right? So let's say 50% here. We can have the inbound leads, again, another 50%. But with that, we're able to track exactly where drop-off is occurring and what we can do to kind of, combat that and just increase the quality and conversion rate, okay? As well as you see here, the cold lead is the loom sent, the positive responses, the link sent, and the booked calls from that. And the last thing we have is going to be the follow-up metrics. So with the follow-up metrics, we're able to see where the drop-off is occurring the most, but as well, with a specific setter, we can see, okay, where are they falling off? Where are they falling off in the follow-up? Is it within the 24-hour range? Is it within the 48-hour range? After 5 days? We're able to see all these specific things. Now, again, keep in mind, if you guys have your own kind of KPIs and your own ways of tracking the actual follow-up and all that stuff, we're able to take it and implement it. So if you have 24-hour follow-up, maybe you have a 12-hour, 3-hour, as well as like a 3-day, 5-day, 1 week, whatever it may be, able to implement that into this tracking system. So don't think just because I'm showing you what's on screen is that's all you can do. Guys, any single number that you can track within your business, we can gamify it and put it into this type of style of tracker. Okay, so let's move on here on to number 4. We track the setters. Let's track the closers now. So with the closers, you want to be able to tell, okay, when's their calls? Okay, there's their calls. Who took these calls? Okay, this was Dorian. Who was the lead on this call? That was this person here. Obviously, I'm blanking out the names. What was the outcome? Okay, so 2 closed, right? We got 1 lost. Now, with those closed, what was the cash collected? So it was 2,000. What was the revenue? 2,000. Maybe it was the deposit. If it's a deposit, you see the deposit here. Okay, so it's really cool with this is the overall dashboard. So this guy here is for everything in the business, whereas the setting and the closing dashboard are more specific. So just how we can go back to the source, I can pick the exact closer and I can go back and track all of his calls, all of his sales calls, recordings, all of his notes, see his cash collected, his deposits, his call outcomes, stuff like that. That way you can go back and as a business owner or a sales manager, you can actually see what's working and what's not working with a specific closer. Okay, so the call outcomes, so you track closers calls, so everything here, again, amount collected versus revenue, your call outcome, deposit amount tracking, then you have your closers reasons for losing deals. Okay, so that's going to be your objections. Like I mentioned here, we can have the common objections as well as the most overcome objections, and from that you can see why you guys are losing out on deals and why you guys are, you might be making the money from what you're making the money on, right? And again, that's going to be the most overcome objections. Next thing there we're going to have is the closers call details and recordings. So the really cool thing here is everything's kind of central in one house spot. And with that, you can see all the closers calls with the leads, all the notes. So when we come into an offer and we work with someone on an offer, all of our sales teams track everything. And not only that, we share it with the marketing. That way, as a team, we're working together, not just like, oh, here's the sales team, or here's the closing team, here's the setting team, here's the marketing team, right? That's not how it's going to work. Everyone can work together and see the results and see the numbers. That way that you guys can, again, make decisions as a team. From that, the cool part here is, like I mentioned, everything's housed in one spot. What you're able to do is come back to the recordings and essentially see everything that's going on inside of a call. So you might say, oh shit, Dorian lost a call here, but why did he lose a call? Okay, so you can go back to his call, listen to the call, you can see his call notes and see everything about a specific call. That way you as a business owner or a sales manager can give the best advice and start to practice on things that need to be practiced. The last thing there is going to be your closer performance. So the cash collected, the closed deals, the close rate, the AOV, which is the average order value, and that'll be things like this. So all the closer metrics are housed in one spot. You can see all the cash collected, the closed deals, the close rate, and then as well as the AOV. Okay. So again, guys, that is basically the numbers that we can track. And now, if you guys are a coach or a consultant, maybe you do a lot of YouTube, this is going to be the biggest benefit to what we can track. Okay. So number 5 here, the final thing is the YouTube. Okay. So the YouTube, we're able to track your new subscribers, your video likes added, the views. So this is, again, overall KPIs, total watch time, your average view percentage, your video shares. And with that, we're able to see what exactly is working. Now, another cool thing is we can see the specific video. So here's the thumbnail. We can see the video title, the watch time, the views, the average view percentage, the video shares, and the subscribers from those specific videos. What you're able to do with this is kind of hone in on your YouTube, on your long form content, and see exactly what is converting your clients, right? Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, you might be working on Instagram a lot, but your YouTube channel, your YouTube videos are what producing the highest quality people and actually booking high quality calls with people who are just laydowns. They say, I watched your YouTube channel, I watched all your videos, I just want to buy, right? So this is how we're able to see what your audience is liking, what's getting the best view percentage and best conversion rate, because keep in mind, it's not just about the views. We're not trying to go viral here. End of the day, that's why you might not be making money, is because you're trying to go viral. You want to make the best content that's related to your audience, right? So you're the best person that you can sell to. That's what you want to make the content for. And the easiest way to put it is sell to your younger self. Sell to the person who's just starting out, and you guys will be able to make good content. Now with that, we're able to use with the back channel ref scaling tracker and track everything within your YouTube channel. The most important part here is tracking the calls. So like I mentioned, you can track everything about the video, but what we're able to do is track the exact video that a call came from, right? Because we track the sources every single YouTube description, every single YouTube video will have its own link, and from that we're able to track back where the calls are coming from. Okay, so again, that's the most important part. So you can track your subscribers, okay, so know what's attracting the right ICP, the book calls from each video, so know what's converting, stop working on the view count like I mentioned, stop trying to go viral, work on what's going to produce the best quality people. From that, you have engagement and watch time. So what are viewers most interactive with? And then last but not least, your overall KPIs, right? So just ability to track every single number within your YouTube channel and know exactly what's working, what's not working. Okay, so guys, that is the entire tracker itself. And I just want to kind of quickly go over why this works. So first things first, like I mentioned, this gamifies your entire business, right? So you just gamify your business, your marketing team, your sales team, your editing team. Everyone can see the steady increase in results, and from that, everything's gamified. Okay. Number two here is you're able to track every single metric down to the source. So the specific video, the specific source within, is it your YouTube bio that's coming from? Are they coming from YouTube descriptions? Are they coming from IGDM setter? Right? Is the setter sending out a link? People are booking through there. We're able to see all these things. Number three, okay, why this works is it tells you the exact funnel you should push and the exact funnel you should slow down on. Like I mentioned in the very beginning of the video here, right? If you're focusing on the Instagram, the Facebook, but in reality, the best result in cash collected is coming from YouTube, as you can see here, then why are you focusing so much on the IG and Facebook, right? You should be focused on your YouTube and hone in on that to make more content, right? And then the last but not least here, number four, this is the only way you can scale profitably and consistently without wasting money or even being in a cycle of just hiring more setters, more closers, more bad reps, and from that, just wasting time. And not only that, your money. Because if you're wasting money on spend for your advertising and you have a shitty closer getting on or a shitty setter who's just burning all your appointments before they can even become appointments, then in reality, what's going to be working for you, right? So again, we're able to track everything down to the metric, to the closer, to the sales rep, to the exact person who may be either getting you a lot of return on your investment or might be eating up your return on your investment. So with that, you're able to make decisions based on the numbers and not off emotions. So from here, guys, you essentially have two options, okay? First option is continue using the broken, outdated Google Sheets that needs fixing every other day. I've been there. Every other day I go in there, I have to fix something just broke. Because again, Google Sheets is not reliable. It's not the best for tracking at scale. Yes, when you first start out, it might be good, but when you start to scale, you're going to see things break very, very easily. As well, it doesn't really track everything down to a T, and it doesn't gamify things. Another option here is you can start tracking all the funnels, every single rep, every single metric to scale your business profitably. Okay, and how you do that is you use your back channel rev scaling tracker. Now, if you guys want this, what we can do is you can click the link down below in the description and book a call, and we can kind of discuss what exactly you would need tracked, what needs to be tracked, what doesn't need to be tracked. There's little things in this video that essentially you might not need. There's also things that are not in this video that you could possibly use. So if you have a low ticket, high ticket, mid ticket, there's different things like drop off rate, in the sales cycles, we can track absolutely everything. So if you guys want to implement this within your business, if you're a coach or a consultant, then click the link down below, book a call. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one.